Hello, Jacob. And, well, it sounds like the MLB and the MLB PA finally managed to get their heads out of their collective butts, come together, and come up with an agreement. So it sounds like baseball will be played this season. And I know that is great news for especially all the baseball fans out there, for all the prospects who are looking to maybe get, brought up and stuff like that this year and start their MLB careers. So, yeah, I mean, all in all, good times to be had, even if, well, I think everybody and their dog still hates Rob Manfred, but to be fair, though, yeah, I'm not really going to go much more into that because that's not what this video is about today. Baseball is back, and how I'm celebrating is by showing off all of my baseball jerseys. And, well, how I'm going to do this is I'll show off my jerseys in, order from oldest to newest. But first, I'll actually show you a couple of my all-time greats. So, I think I have about 15 or so jerseys, I think, total in baseball. And like I say, I don't know if I'll actually really be getting a lot again, if hardly any, just because, well, baseball jerseys are some of the most bipolar priced sons of guns that are out there. I mean, good God. Nike jerseys in general are really high priced, but again, I've seen some jerseys, including the Milwaukee Brewers, that their authentic Nike jerseys retail for about $450 plus in some cases. And this isn't for gamers. I mean, this is just for your generic fanatics.com run-of-the-mill authentic. And by the way, all of my jerseys, with the exception of, I think, one, are authentic jerseys. So, but yeah, like I say, before I go on a tirade about prices, Rob Manfred, and stuff like that, let's go ahead and get into arguably a small but yet still really nice collection. So, without further ado, I'll go ahead and start off with a banger. So, yeah, back in 2016, this particular team finally broke their long time curse. Oh my God, I think it's safe to say 108 years is enough suffering for anybody, for any fan base, for any franchise to go through. And they finally got her done. And so, of course, me being born in Illinois and then living in Iowa and Minnesota in that area, I have two favorite teams. Obviously, Minnesota Twins and also the Chicago Cubs. Just because I really was actually kind of more of a Cubs fan, I guess, before I actually watched baseball. I know a lot of friends back when I lived in eastern Iowa that were die-hard Cubs fans, including some family members, so kind of decided to pledge my allegiance to both of the teams, even though, I really don't have many big rivalries with any teams, but yeah. So, here it is. This is an Anthony Rizzo 2016 World Series Champions ring ceremony gold jersey. Yes. And this is a size 52 in the flex space. So, yeah, I mean, it was so nice to see these guys finally break their 108-year-old curse. Just because, again, as a fan of a team who also has a long-suffering losing streak, for lack of a better term, I feel for them. And just the relief and just the relief, basically, of finally seeing your favorite team hoist whatever trophy it is, whether it be the Stanley Cup, the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, or the World Series, I mean, especially a team that you've seen for your entire life not even get close, or get close but choke, and they finally get her done. So again, to this day, this is still probably my favorite jersey in the collection. And Rizzo was a very big part of that. But anyway, now on to arguably my second favorite jersey of all time. So back in 2019, 2020, I believe, the Twins every year have this thing called the Twins Caravan. So they would have a couple of players from the team kind of tour various cities throughout Minnesota. And on this particular night, two of them visited, well, one of my local towns. So I was up in the area and decided to go check it out. And so I brought one of my Russell jerseys up there. This bad boy right here, my old school Minnesota Twins Pinstripe Russell Authentic, and got it signed by a few of the players. As well as, well, I also have this hung there that I got at a thrift store from the Joe Mauer retirement ceremony. But yeah, and this particular one was signed by, I don't know how well this is going to pick it up, I remember it was Steven Gonsalves and Trevor Hildenberger, who, well, ironically enough, neither one of them are with the Twins organization. I think last I heard, Hildenberger was either with, like, Boston or, like, the Angels of Anaheim or something like that. But, like I say, it's been a while. And then, of course, the World Series MVP, or I don't know if he was MVP, but basically the big reason why the Twins won the World Series in '91, right here. Jack Morris. And yeah, like I say, that was a lot of fun that night. Boy, I was excited for that. Just because, again, it's something nice, you know, when you can get your favorite teams and stuff like that to tour your area, especially when you live really... Well, I mean, it's not that we don't live anywhere near the Twin Cities area. It's just... It's not a, you know, quick little 30-minute jaunt up and down, you know, back and forth from home here. You know, it's about a 3-hour drive or so from where I am at. So, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, it isn't the worst drive in the world, but yeah, still. So every time you can even get, even if it's just a couple of prospects that don't, you know, make it or whatever. But yeah, so basically, I think if the Twins Caravan ever starts up again, because I know COVID probably put a pause to a lot of that stuff, this is probably the jersey I'll get signed by a lot of players and stuff like that. But yeah, that was very exciting. Now on to more of my jerseys that I actually wear versus, you know, timepieces. And the first one, ironically enough, is not even, well, I mean, it's a baseball jersey, but it's not a baseball jersey. It is a Minnesota Vikings promo NFL shop exclusive. I'm still not exactly 100% sure, but I know that around the time of the 90s and early 2000s, the NFL released a baseball line where basically your favorite team had a baseball style jersey. So got this at Goodwill here about 2.5 years ago. And yeah, I mean, nothing fancy, size extra large, NFL brand. So I don't know exactly when these were made or whatever, but kind of cool to have. And now on to my lone Mitchell and Ness that I have. By the way, most of these are going to be Twins and Cubs jerseys with one other team thrown in there. So here is my Twins batting practice jersey. This is the Kirby Puckett, 1985 Kirby Puckett. I had to remember what year this was. This is a size 2X or 52. And I mean, I know a lot of people in the jersey community have this or have a similar style to this jersey. I mean, the batting practice jerseys are nice. You know, especially they're a really cheap way to get you into Mitchell & Ness authentic jerseys. You know, with the double-stitched 34 on the back. The Twins script font, which is also double-stitched. The jock tag with the Cooperstown collection. As well as the information tag. I think I got that on Fanatics or something like that. They were having a big sale on them about 5-6 years ago, so... Yep. Here's another one of a very, very nice jersey. This is my Minnesota Twins Johann Santana Russell Athletic Authentic, and I believe this one is a size 52. So yeah, Johann Santana was a pretty good pitcher for the Twins in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And in fact, fun fact, I wore this jersey to one of my Twins games. Can't remember if it's the one that I documented on my YouTube channel or if that was the year after or before. I'm not exactly 100% sure, but I know I wore this one to one of the Twins games that I went to. I've been to 4 in my life. 2014, 2015, 2016, I believe, and then 2019. So, yeah, I mean, Target Field is a great place to go if you want to go watch a game, because there's really no bad seat in the house. Prices are reasonable. I mean, you know, it is a professional baseball stadium after all. But, yeah. And this right here is my first ever baseball jersey that I unboxed on my channel way back. Like, this was like one of my first unboxings. And this was the jersey I wore to my first Twins game. It is the Minnesota Twins Guzman jersey. Christian Guzman, if I remember right. Who, I mean, he didn't have a big career there, but, you know, it's part of the Russell Athletic heavier jerseys. And this is the blue alternate. You know, the double-stitched Guzman, the double-stitched 15. It's kind of similar to the Santana, which is also stitched, but the Santana is only single-stitched on the nameplate with the double-stitched 57. So, but yeah, I mean, all in all, really nice jersey. Especially if a player that a lot of people I don't know actually have or even know existed. But of course, I don't think I really need to give much of an introduction on this guy, especially if you know anything about early 2000s baseball. In fact, fun fact too about this, this was one of the first ever baseball players I remember about. It is a Russell Athletic size 52 diamond collection of Sami Sosa. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't really need to go much into Sami Sosa. Kind of during that whole Barry Bonds, Sami Sosa, you know, I guess juiced era, for lack of a better term, in the 90s. But, yeah, I mean, this was a jersey I remember wearing when the Cubs won the World Series. So, yeah, I mean, I do have a little story with a lot of my jerseys. But again, can't go wrong with the good old classic Chicago Cubs jersey. And this one right here is probably my oldest Twins jersey I have in my collection, and it's a little beat up. But the reason why I say that's because, well, like I say, this is another Russell Athletic Diamond Collection, size 52, but this one doesn't have the Twins logo on the side. It has the TC logo. So this is kind of from like the Paul Molitor playing days of like the early to mid 90s. Plus it doesn't have the baseball logo. So probably around the same time, I guess, as the Sami Sosa, if not maybe a little earlier. But yeah, that one's a blank as well. And now for probably one of my crown jewels. This one also makes my only sleeveless jersey I have. And it's of the Minnesota Twins size 52 diamond collection of the one and only Big Papi David Ortiz. Shout out to Mighty Fan. I know he just recently picked up David Ortiz. But yeah, this is my sleeveless jersey that I got, oh yeah, a long time ago. So as you can see here, Ortiz single stitched on the nameplate with the double stitch 27. Boy, what could have been if the Twins would have held on to David Ortiz? Or would David Ortiz have turned into the David Ortiz that we all know and, well, either love or hate, depending on if you're a Boston fan or not. So, but now we move on to the next portion of my collection. These will all be either cool base or flex base jerseys from here. And no, I do not have any of the Nike MLB jerseys yet. Again, don't know if I will. I may or may not. We'll see. But this one is a really nice one for me. And, well, I had a hat that went with this too, but this is probably one of my few... I mean, it's just a really nice jersey overall. And this would be the Colorado Rockies. Like 2015, 2016-ish, I want to say. 2014, 2015, July 4th jersey. And like I say, this makes my only non-Cubs or Twins jersey currently in my collection. And it's a majestic cool base. This is a size 52 as well. Blank on the back, but that MLB Batterman logo there with the stars and the stripes is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jersey. Here is just a standard blue button-up Minnesota Twins double-stitched cool base. And this one, if I remember, is a size 56. So, yeah, nothing fancy about this one. I wore that also to one of my games. Now we're on to my flex base portion of the collection. Here is a Minnesota Twins, well, their old cream pinstripe alternate, which for the longest time was probably my favorite alternate of the Twins. But I think they retired that for like a blue and white version. So, yeah, kind of disappointed about that. But as you can see here, the shinier Batterman logo. Again, no name or number on the back. But yeah, just one sec here. Here is another Minnesota Twins jersey. This is the red flex base with the TC on the logo, size 52. Nothing really on the back. And the Minnesota State logo with the Minnie and Paul on the shoulder. Majestic logo. Yeah, again, nothing fancy there. And now on to, well, as I mentioned before, the Chicago Cub portion of my collection. And we'll go ahead and start off with a really, really underrated road gray jersey, in my opinion. And that is the Chicago Cubs road gray. This is a blank that I got right around the time the Cubs won the World Series. This is a size 52. This is a blank, but still a really, really solid jersey. I would like to go to Wrigley someday, but, you know, we'll kind of see with the whole pandemic thing and this, that, and the other things. So, and this bad boy right here is their blue alternate. And why this jersey was special and why I wanted to get this one was because on the back, it is a Kris Bryant jersey. And if you remember right, Kris Bryant was one of the players in this style of jersey, nonetheless, that helped get the final out against the Indians to win the World Series in Cleveland. And boy, that was a hell of a game. So yeah, as I mentioned before, this is double stitched. This has the funky stitching in there, you know, with the double twill and all that stuff. Bryant on the back, the National League logo, and yeah, I mean, again, Kris Bryant will forever be a legend in Chicago. And now for the last two jerseys, and the reason why I chose these two last is because, well, these two are probably my favorite in my entire collection. So first off, a Chicago Cubs pinstripe home jersey, but this particular flex base has the World Series Champions patch on the side from 2016, and on the back, I got it customized to my name and number. Because again, I do want to go to Wrigley sometime, just because, well, it's one of those places that if you're a baseball fan or a sports fan, it's like a bucket list item. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think I really need to say much else. And last but not least, my Minnesota Twins Road Gray custom jersey. And the reason why I want to save this for last is because this is probably, other than the customized World Series jersey and the Rizzo, my favorite in the collection. And this is a size 52. with, the stitching and stuff like that on the back. And I wore this to the 2019 game against the White Sox, where the Twins just absolutely obliterated. So yeah, I mean, nothing fancy here. Just, showing off my overall MLB jersey collection and baseball jersey collection now that baseball is back. So, well, thanks for tagging along with me on this little mini movie that I decided to shoot. But, yeah, I mean, I'm just glad to see that all the major sports are back, even with all the hoopla and all that stuff. But again, really not much you can do about that. I'm just thankful that baseball is back. So, and again, shout out to all the Jersey heads out there. Shout out to everybody just passing by. And, well, hopefully we'll see you again. And this is Jacob. Have a good day.